You're now entering the digital domain. CNET Central. Information and innovation shaping the digital age. New Edge. Exploring technology's new frontiers.
Oh, wow!
The web. Bringing the World Wide Web to your world.
That's your night of running.
Cool tech.
Cool tech.
Tracking the latest gear, gadgets, and gizmos. Welcome to the digital domain.
Now on CNET Central. Computers are getting so cheap they're almost giving them away.
E-machines are just walking out the door, even without the help of salespeople.
The real story behind the $500 PC.
And modem speeds that will blow you out of the water.
It's very fast.
How broadband access is bringing us into the fast lane.
You just meet somebody and it's almost like you give your email out before you give your phone number out nowadays.
Yeah, I have some email romances going on.
Email courtships. 20-somethings are using email to hook up and break up. Plus, we'll bring you news from the world of computers and answer your questions about who's watching when you surf the web.
And if you're in the market for one of those cheap PCs, we'll see how they stack up against the pricey ones right now on CNET Central.
Now, from the #1 on-air and online information source for the digital age, this is CNET Central.
Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon.
And I'm Richard Hart. Welcome to CNET Central.
If you've ever bought a computer, one of your biggest pet peeves has probably been how fast the machine becomes obsolete.
Or how quickly your PC loses value. You pay $3,000 for something today, and it's worth half that in a year.
Well, not anymore. The latest trend in computers are those that cost under $1,000. And now there's an even newer low, the sub-$500 PC.
That's right, less than $5. Our correspondent Hari Srinivasan takes a look at the falling prices and tells us whether those deals are all they're cracked up to be.
Unless you hang out at vintage computer festivals and are up to building your own computer for a couple of $100s, cheap and computer probably aren't in the same sentence for you. And if sticker shock has kept you away from a PC this long, you might want to check the store shelves again. This is the latest competitor in a growing number of computers under $1,000, except these start under $500. In just 1 quarter of launching its product, E-Machines has become one of the top 10 PC manufacturers.
We've been the juvenile delinquents of the PC business in Q4.
Stephen Ducker is hoping to light a fire under computer makers by pricing E-Machines so low that a computer costs about as much as a TV.
We've kind of helped in what I'll call the toasterization of the PC. You know, the difference between a PC and a toaster is a toaster will make toast in 5 years. A PC may not run the program. Essentially, these machines, they'll make toast next year, and they'll make toast the year after. And that's something that's never been available in this price point before.
The IBM personal computer.
In the old days, companies like IBM could afford to have their cake and eat it too. Compaq, IBM, and Hewlett-Packard enjoyed tremendous profits until the likes of Micron, Gateway, and Dell came along, slashing prices and taking their sales directly to the consumer. In the past 2 years, however, average computer prices have dropped 40%, now dipping under $1,000. And today, sub-$1,000 PCs account for more than 60% of all the computers sold. Now, Ducker and others are hoping to capitalize on the consumer's demand for cheaper PCs, even if it means selling 2.5 times as many computers to turn the same profit.
Fundamentally, we've been asking late adopters, people who haven't purchased PCs yet, to spend more than they're comfortable spending.
Once the upstart, but now a market leader, Michael Dell has his concerns.
At some level, you know, the Furby is a computer, or Gigapet is a computer, but that doesn't really solve the problem of productivity or you know, helping people do their jobs.
Dell also questions the overall user experience.
We're not really in the business of selling machines that are going to have a short life. It's possible to make a machine for $200 or $300, but I don't think it's going to be particularly satisfying.
Ultimately, satisfaction of e-machines and others like them will be decided here at the store shelf. And lately, the biggest problem retailers have with these computers is keeping them stocked.
E-machines are just walking out the door, even without the help of salespeople. People come in, buy an e-machine, they walk out. It's great.
Caleb points to a new breed of consumer.
Folks who just want to get on the internet, folks who want to get a second computer for their kids, and seniors. Seniors who just want to be able to do email, just want to browse the internet. Nobody's ever targeted them before.
At this price point, e-machines say their product isn't just a great second computer, but now an affordable first.
In the consumer electronic channels, companies like Best Buy, Circuit City, and some of the warehouse clubs like Costco, we've seen as high as 56% first-time purchasers.
Since we talked to Michael Dell about that, cheap PCs have just taken off. E-Machines, the company, for example, jumped from obscurity to the fourth largest PC maker in the country.
And not to be outdone, other PC makers have announced models for as low as $299, which means the next trend is free PCs?
Exactly. Some internet service providers are proposing to give you a computer when you sign up for 30 months of service, and they're serious.
So later you and Desmond are going to take an e-machine on trial run?
That's right. We're going to compare it with a $1,500 computer, and we're going to give them the Pepsi challenge.
Okay, now many new e-machine owners might rush home ready to watch movies on demand, video, email, teleconference, only to discover what the rest of us already have. When it comes to the internet, it doesn't matter how fast your computer is if your modem speed is slow.
But there is hope for all of us. It's called broadband access. And here with the advantages and disadvantages of this high-speed access is Hari Srinivasan.
Wires, wires, and more wires. How fast you surf the internet in the future all depends on the pipeline carrying information into your computer. And for most people, that future is going to speed through the wires already coming into your homes, the telephone and cable lines.
You have very fast access to the net and instant access to the net. The network is always on all the time. You don't have to dial up into the service.
Cable modem service is more available than ever, especially in suburban areas, and more than 500,000 people have hooked up through their cable connection. Cable modems typically average speeds about 100 times as fast as what users would see on their standard 28.8 modems today. But because most cable systems require massive upgrading to carry that super-fast data, there are some drawbacks. The service isn't available in many urban areas, and your connection speeds could slow as your neighbors log on with their cable modems.
My sense is to upgrade the entire cable structure across the infrastructure across the country may take 5 years or longer.
In fact, cable giant TCI reports only 26% of their infrastructure is ready to provide high-speed services. The other option for most people when it comes to a bigger pipe is the phone line already in every house. DSL, or digital subscriber line, usually delivers average speeds about 50 times faster than your 28.8 connection.
It, if you will, turbocharges those copper pairs so that they can run a lot more data over the very same line that's serving your local phone service today.
Companies like Concentric Network, along with many local phone companies, provide the big bandwidth for customers in most areas.
I think then the opportunity to quickly and rapidly overtake the momentum perhaps that the cable modem industry has gained is right there.
But DSL isn't without its shortcomings. Currently, the demand for DSL outweighs the amount of people available to install the system, and speed decreases the further you get from the phone center, meaning it'll be a while before it makes it to smaller communities. But fast net access is nothing more than an expensive tangle of wires if there's nothing at the other end.
Because of the speed, the medium itself changes. It can become more graphical. It can include video and audio in ways that you simply can't do on the narrowband web experience today.
Net companies like America Online, Snap, and Microsoft Network have already embraced the technology and now offer special high-speed content. Also on the fast access horizon are satellite net connections, though they don't yet match the ease and cost of cable and phone modems.
So, Hari, are these services really here now?
Yeah, it just depends on where here is. I mean, the services are here and the speeds are definitely here. It's just the availability that's the big question.
Now, a lot of big companies are trying to get in on this. So what will the landscape look like in 5 years from now?
Well, it'll actually be easier for you to get broadband access. Cable companies are partnering with content service providers. ISPs are lining up. It's going to be one big company, really, that brings you the whole pipe and all the content.
Whole big super bill.
Exactly.
Okay, what about satellite dishes?
Well, satellite TV or satellite PCs and wireless communication devices like that, they've been really slow in upgrading the technology, and the rollouts have been even slower. So right now, I think the smart money is on the wires that are already coming into your household.
All right, thanks a lot, Hari. Coming up next, news from the world of computers, and then the do's and don'ts of email flirting.
BuyDirect.com, the answer to your software needs. Comprehensive reviews, software solutions, and fast delivery. Buy smart, buy fast, buy direct.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas, and by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Where are my socks? If I don't get those socks, I'm out of business.
Did you check all your stocks?
There's no socks in my stocks.
Check down by the dock.
I'm the socks. There's no socks.
I've checked every box. There's no box full of socks.
Forget about socks. I just saw a fox.
We got lock. We got frocks.
Not frocks, not walks, not locks, just socks.
You got your clocks?
Supply chain problems? IBM has internet solutions.
Sure. Blame us, skunks.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny.
Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day?
Larry's waiting for me. Are you going to wear that shirt every day?
What's the matter with this shirt?
Greg, you'd like me to start.
Ha! Very funny, Mom.
Oh, what size is this thing anyway?
Mom.
10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. Isn't this nice?
Yeah, for Grandpa Harry.
Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise.
How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way internet call centers from Nortel Networks help bring you
Take a look at this.
and your customers together.
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Dan.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come together.
Hello, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
There's an asteroid coming right at us.
Annabella Sciorra, Michael Bean. Asteroid begins Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Sci-Fi.
Colonization active. This is Sci-Fi Prime, colonizing Friday nights on Sci-Fi with 4 new original series. Farscape, an intergalactic epic from the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment. Poltergeist, The Legacy, prepare to face the darkness. Sliders, Sci-Fi's biggest hit, takes on new dimensions. First Wave, from Francis Ford Coppola. 4 new reasons to leave reality behind. This is Sci-Fi Prime. Friday nights from 7 to 11 Eastern. Only on Sci-Fi.
That news is sponsored by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet.
In this week's headlines from the digital world, protests against Intel's new Pentium 3 chip have been stepped up. Privacy advocates have filed an in-depth complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. At issue are the chip's controversial serial numbers. Intel claims the numbers are for e-commerce security, but protesters say they open up web users to unscrupulous snoops. The Center for Democracy and Technology, along with the Gay and Lesbian Alliance, fear the numbers could trigger stalkings and online identity theft. But industry experts say those risks are minimal.
It's a fairly limited range of things you can do with it. And there are easier ways to get credit card numbers and things like that. Corporations seem to be adopting it. They don't have a lot of problems with that. They're going to use it to track where their computers are going. And some websites will use it to actually make safe chat rooms.
Vice President Al Gore irked the online community last week with the launch of his presidential campaign site. He got sideways with the Valley's programmers because he misused a common technological phrase on the site, open source. The term is normally used to describe software development efforts in which the source code is available to anyone. Gore explained his use of the term meant he wanted people to contribute ideas and content. The Federal Aviation Administration passed last weekend's big Y2K test with flying colors. The FAA set system clocks and air traffic control stations throughout Colorado to midnight 1999. Then it flew 2 planes around the state. The test was meant to determine whether repaired computers could work properly in sync, and that they did. The Department of Transportation will now focus on foreign countries' Y2K readiness. And Bill Gates is heading into the millennium the first ever $100 billion man. As the NASDAQ set new records last week, Gates saw the worth of his Microsoft shares grow by $1 billion into the 12-figure range. Gates made more than $4 million every hour of the past year. And that's our news for this week. Coming up next, are sub-$500 computers right for you? Desmond gives a new cheap PC a test drive. And then using email to find the one of your dreams.
Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. The best way to make a purchase decision.
Buy a Gateway PC with the YourWare program and you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one in 2 years. So you'll never have an old, slow computer. Call, click, or come in. Get a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor for $28 a month.
Windows makes computers easier, right? But this point-and-click thing doesn't quite work if you can't see the screen. So we built in technology that makes computers easier for the blind. We first have to throw away the mouse.
Good morning.
Then we make the computer talk to you.
Production studio.
If you make a computer easy to use by someone who's disabled, you learn how to make computers easy for everyone.
Gateway can build you a PC that lets you be who you want to be. Like a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor for $28 a month. And you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one in 2 years. Call 1-800-GATEWAY. Get a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
I want a house that fits in my pocket. I want to pick which face to wear today. Talk to my DNA. Gloves that type for me. To work while sleeping. Evolve overnight. Sci-fi me.
Welcome back. Each week I hunt and tech my way through the inbox so I can answer one of your questions. This week it's a question from Carlo Pellegrini of West Hollywood, California. He asked, how can I prevent websites from knowing where I surf and what I do online? Well, Carlo, sounds rather mysterious, but if you have a new Pentium 3 chip in your computer, it keeps a record of where you surf. But it is hard for anyone to access that information unless they get a hold of the computer itself. Now, if you're worried about the websites themselves tracking your path on the web, whether for benign or malicious intent, your browser can protect you. Both the Internet Explorer and Navigator browsers include features that are intended to protect your private web adventures. One of these features prevents websites from sending cookies to your computer. Cookies are small files that contain information about you and where you've been on a particular site. A website might send you a cookie to determine where you've been so it can deliver personalized information. For example, if you have created a personalized homepage through a site like Excite or Yahoo, the site knows what information you'd like to receive through a cookie. Now, if you want to know how to set your browser to tell if you're being cookied, come to my page at tv.cnet.com. Now, if you have a question you'd like answered, send it to questions@cnet.com or through regular mail to Questions, 150 Chestnut Street, San Francisco, California, 94111. And now here with a PC taste test are Richard and Desmond.
Last year in the computer world, what was all the rage was multimedia computers for less than $1,000. Desmond Crisis is here now with a whole new price point.
Right, try the sub-$500 machine, and that's including a monitor. We have one of the E-machines here, which is one of these compact computers that's leading the way.
And a PC Station 400 here from Mediacom. Now, this thing, the E-machine, amazingly comes with external stereo speakers.
While this Mediacom machine comes with LabTech speakers with a subwoofer involved.
Well, I have a 24-speed CD-ROM drive in here.
Try a 40-speed CD-ROM on the big one.
2.1 gigabyte hard drive.
8.4 gigabyte hard drive.
USB ports.
Got 2 of them.
Well, how about $499 with the monitor, $399 without?
Yeah, that's not bad, and that's after a $50 rebate. But these things are really cheap. The decision you have to make, though, is what do you really want to do with your computer?
Now, if you're a professional, let's say, photographer doing Gaussian blurs in Photoshop, or if
if you know what that is, you probably need the bigger machine.
Right, because even saving minutes a day, time is money. However, if you're just doing email and surfing the web, one of these is just fine.
Yeah, but your first computer, and you don't want to monkey around with all that stuff. You can be just fine with an E-machine. The differences that we found, and we looked pretty hard to find differences in these machines, was that the E-machine included the video and the sound on the motherboard. Now, a lot of machines have been including that before. This will only lead to trouble if you wanted to change or use a different sound or video card than it already had, and you only have 3 expansion ports on here after you put the modem in.
Now, the extra power comes from a more powerful processor because the E-machine has 333 megahertz K6 from AMD, right?
While this one has a Pentium, which a name brand costs a little bit more, 400 Pentium 2 processor in this one.
So you got to think carefully before you buy based on price only. But consider this, manufacturers of computers, 2 years ago made 40% of their money on computers that cost $2,000 or more. Now they make less than 2% on the high-end computers.
Right, and there's little difference between the high-end and the just under high-end machine. It's almost unintelligible. We're looking at Hasbro Interactive's Roller Coaster Tycoon, which handles a lot of AI decisions that little characters make on their own. That's the kind of thing that would dog your processor, and there's no difference between these two.
We'll point you to the sites of manufacturers of these computers and others in these categories if you go to tv.cnet.com. Des, thanks again.
All right.
Hey, if you want to be the first to get the inside scoop on the online world every week, then you've got to get Digital Dispatch. It's CNET's free email newsletter. All you have to do to sign up is send a message to subscribe at cnet.com, and we'll send you Digital Dispatch.
Insider Tips, your guide to exploring all the Internet has to offer. Just watch. With all the news sites out there, it's hard to keep up without being overwhelmed. Instead, make a fast track to AOL's News Profiles. News Profiles delivers only the news you want and sends it to you directly via email. It's easy to set up. Say you're interested in following an upcoming election. Type in keyword News Profiles, click on Create Your News Profiles, then type in a few keywords describing what you're looking for, such as politics, campaign, the name of your favorite candidate. Select from a list of sources most likely to have the information, and you're done. News Profiles will send you up to 50 articles a day matching your interest. You can also create multiple profiles, such as one for the election, one for stocks you follow, and one for your favorite team. And you can change your profiles at any time. To find out more about this insider tip or others to make your online experience easier, come to tv.cnet.com or America Online, keyword CNET.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Who called this meeting?
I'm out of here.
Welcome to the Super Lottery Drawing. This week's jackpot is $15 million, so let's get to it. The first number is
29.
The second number is
15.
the third number.
7.
The fourth number.
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
Imagine TV. Time to dance.
the next Farscape.
How do I get this worm out?
Farscape, part of Sci-Fi Prime, Friday night at 8.
This is sci-fi.
Welcome to the year 2000.
Still waiting for the future? Get a little taste of tomorrow right now. Shop online at the Sci-Fi Store, where the latest and greatest selection of sci-fi merchandise awaits. www.sci-fi.com/store. Enter our advanced order catalog for all new Star Wars merchandise, only at the Sci-Fi Store.
Okay, what single person online today is not sneaking a few flirty emails during the long work day?
Are we speaking from personal experience here?
Perhaps.
Well, the fact is, the trend of emailing potential paramours is taking over the dating world. After all, email did bring back the written word.
Yes, but this new form of flirting can prove tricky if you don't dot your I's and cross your T's. I sat down with the guys and gals to get the whole dish on this new dating trend.
You just meet somebody, and it's almost like you give your email out before you give your phone number out nowadays.
Do I have any email romances going on right now? Yeah, I have some email romances going on.
Meet Dan Haller and Julie Haskell, two San Francisco 20-somethings searching for love in today's single scene, where Cupid's arrow comes with a message.
You've got mail.
Yeah, it's just nice sometimes when you got an email from a girl that you just went to dinner with last night and saying, you know, thanks, I had a great time, exclamation point.
It's easier for men to approach women by using email, and as well, it's easier for us to talk to men.
Email seems to be not only spicing up today's courtships, it's creating better connections. But this tool for romance does bring with it some serious do's and don'ts. I sat down with Dan and Julie's single friends to get the scoop on email etiquette from both sides of the fence.
What do you do first? Emailer or caller?
Email.
Definitely
email. Definitely email.
It's almost what I think of it as, is like passing notes in junior high. You know, a little bit, but it's kind of fun and kind of flirty and kind of not as much of a big deal as I think calling is.
I'm pretty shy, so it was actually, for me, it's like a nice thing to do because it's a lot easier than making that first difficult phone call, you know.
Okay, what's the best kind of email to get from a guy?
I think sentimental and timely. Like if you have a great night, you know, you go out and you get to your office in the morning and there's a little like recap about what you thought about the night.
Sort of, it's that feeling that you get when you get to your desk and the first thing you have is an email from him.
You can see someone's cleverness that you wouldn't necessarily see on a date with nerves.
Over the email, you're going to be able to tell somebody how you truly feel, whether I really don't care for you or I really do care about you and I'd like to see you again.
And it turns out it's not only what you say in a romantic email that counts, but how you say it.
What about if a guy sends you an email and there are misspellings and poor grammar? Horrible.
She's totally canceled. Put the C on her.
Ouch! So compose carefully before venturing onto the cyber single scene. That spell check could pay off with real-time romance.
You know, if you got a good chemistry with the whole email, then you say, well, what are you doing on Thursday night? Let's go have a drink.
When you get, you've got mail, there's a chance that it could be from someone that you want it to be from.
You know, they're right. There are some things that are just easier to say in email than on the phone. It's true.
Definitely, but you have to be careful about sarcasm. That doesn't always translate so well on email.
Right, something that Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan learned very well in their movie. That's it for CNET Central this week. For more information about the stories on this week's show, come to our website, tv.cnet.com.
We'll link you to websites mentioned in the stories you saw today, as well as to the rest of CNET's sites and services. I'm Daphne Brogdon.
And I'm Richard Hart. Thanks for tuning in and logging on.
Hey, I'm Ryan Seacrest. Up next, The New Edge, where we've got tomorrow's technology today. We'll show you the coolest gear and the hottest technology. Join us for a glimpse of the future and a whole lot more. It's all next on The New Edge. the New Edge.
We could cut this airplane up into 4 or 5 pieces. Each of those pieces are stable and would fly by themselves.
NASA flies the Centurion. Is this the satellite of the future? Then, riding the rails of tomorrow.
It would be very, very desirable to have a high-speed transport system other than an airplane.
Next, fill her up at the Robo-Pump.
This is like going back 55, 58 years in my life.
Finally, Hari flips for the latest in flight simulators. It's all right here on the New Edge.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The New Edge. I'm Ryan Seacrest. We're coming to you today from the newly opened Tech Museum of Innovation in the heart of Silicon Valley, San Jose, California. You know, someday there may be a web of aircraft floating above us, 19 miles up in the sky. They could do everything from relay cell phone calls to track and study severe weather patterns. Not satellites, but airplanes. CNET senior correspondent Hari Srinivasan had a chance to visit the Dryden Flight Research Center. He's got the latest on perpetual flight.
When we think about NASA, or more specifically the Dryden Flight Research Center, images like these come to mind. Experimental aircraft. And pilots who had the right stuff to push the envelope and fly planes that looked like this.
This is the SR-71 Blackbird. It can go up to Mach 3 at altitudes of 65,000 feet. But if you fly that fast and that high, you're bound to run out of gas at some point. On the other hand, this is the Centurion. It won't go anywhere close to Mach 3, but it'll go 100,000 feet up in the air. And eventually, this is going to be powered by solar cells, meaning it can stay up there for days, weeks, or even months.
I'm still amazed every time it takes off that it really flies.
The Centurion has a wingspan about as long as a 747. In fact, you could say it's almost all wingspan. It's lighter than some cars and quieter than most alarm clocks because the only things moving are the propellers, 14 to be specific. They work a bit like windmills. So, for example, when the Centurion wants to turn right, the propellers on the left speed up while the ones on the right slow down. If you're wondering why the plane looks so odd, well, it's because it doesn't need anything more. Take the lack of a tail, for example. Tails are usually built to help planes stabilize as the center of gravity in an aircraft changes, like when fuel gets burned or people move around inside the plane. Since the Centurion will never be carrying any fuel, and definitely not any people, there's no need for a tail. It's a designer's dream.
We've made the airplane so each element of the airplane is stable and flyable unto itself. In fact, we could cut this airplane up into 4 or 5 pieces. Each of those pieces are stable and would fly by themselves.
This stable design, combined with Centurion's ability to fly at incredible altitudes, makes it the perfect vehicle to study the skies. Scientists with the ERAST, or Environmental Research Aircraft and Sensor Technology Program, will use the plane to study a layer of the skies 35,000 feet higher than the highest research platforms today.
Looking at things like the ozone hole, looking at assessment of the impact of aviation on the atmosphere.
This way, they can start figuring out the impact of supersonic aircraft we may one day fly. But besides the lessons in the skies, these high-flying, remotely operated aircraft will also teach us more about the Earth.
We'll be able to monitor some areas for a very long period of time, monitor how ice is forming in the North Atlantic that may impact shipping, fisheries, where the nutrients are in the ocean, where the fish might be, you know, what kind of yields you might get out of the marine life there.
The payloads for these aircraft won't just be scientific sensors. These planes may one day be a much cheaper alternative to the satellites we send into space today. Besides the million-dollar price tags to send technology into space, a bigger problem is if your satellite goes haywire, it turns into floating space junk.
For instance, one of the things that we can do that satellites can't do is we can fly a brand new payload just off the shelf. The reason is that if it doesn't work, we can land the airplane and fix it.
Meaning the idea of satellite phones may not be that expensive. If a network of these aircraft float quietly inside the Earth's atmosphere, wireless technologies could ultimately become cheaper and more accessible.
By the year 2005, we should see a plane called the Helios, which will stay aloft at 100,000 feet for months at a time. If you want some more information on NASA's ERAS program, go to the New Edge website at cnet.tv.com.
The whole process is over in about 3 seconds.
Next up on The New Edge, flying on rails in the future. And don't want to get gas on your hands? Let the robotic pump fill it up for you. These stories and more are right here on The New Edge.
BuyDirect.com, the answer to your software needs. Comprehensive reviews, software solutions, and fast delivery. Buy smart, buy fast, buy direct.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business? And by Mercury. Go ahead. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Imagine TV. Time to dance.
Why did you drag me out here?
$4 a square foot is why I dragged you out here.
Sure, it's $4 a square foot. We're in the middle of nowhere.
We're not in the middle of nowhere. How'd you get here?
Airport.
Yeah, airport, highway, telephone.
Internet.
Internet.
Genius.
Gateway can build you a PC that lets you be who you want to be. Like a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor for as low as $28 a month. And you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one in 2 years. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
I cannot live another day without air conditioning.
Says tomorrow's gonna be hotter.
Hotter?
Like yesterday.
Yesterday. Yesterday you said you'd call Sears.
I'll call today.
You call now.
I'll call now.
Before you know it, summer will be here, but that's okay, because right now you can get cool savings on an installed central air conditioner from Sears. For a limited time, we're offering absolutely no payments, no billing, no interest till the year 2000. That's 9 full months. Don't wait. Give Sears a call today, and we'll come by to give you a free in-home estimate on an energy-efficient Kenmore air conditioning system that's just right for your home. All our work is done by a trained Sears cooling specialist, with satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. We even offer fast emergency installation. Soon, our no payments, no interest deal will be gone, so call today and save.
So what's the paper say about tomorrow?
Another scorcher.
Cool. There's an asteroid coming right at us.
Annabella Sciorra, Michael Bean, Asteroid, begins Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Sci-Fi.
They say that in the not-too-distant future, we may all have a chance to travel in outer space. But as far as the future of travel right here on Earth, when it comes to the rails, the latest is magnetic levitation. Unfortunately, the advantages have yet to outweigh the high cost of manufacture and development. But some scientists at California's Lawrence Livermore National Lab seem to think that they have an answer.
The golden age of rail. It helped transform America into an industrial giant and helped serve the needs of people on the move. But then came the automobile. As our love affair with cars grew, highways took the place of railroad tracks. After all, cars gave us freedom, identity, and independence. They've also given us pollution, congestion, and high gas prices. Physicist Richard Post at Lawrence Livermore Laboratories is hoping that with his help, trains will make a comeback.
I think it's important, particularly in the United States, that there are interurban routes where it would be very, very desirable to have a high-speed transport system other than an airplane.
High-speed magnetic levitation, or mag-lev trains, have been in development in various stages in the U.S., Germany, and Japan for about 20 years. Older levitation systems have electromagnets on the cars that actually lift the train itself.
The German system uses electromagnets attracted to an iron plate, and this system requires very precise electronic controls to keep it levitated correctly because it's intrinsically unstable. If you turned off the controls, it would either fall down or levitate up against the plates.
The newer InductTrack system developed at Lawrence Livermore Labs has two main components. First is a special arrangement of permanent room temperature magnets called a Halbach array mounted on the vehicle. Second is a track embedded with close-packed coils of insulated copper wire.
So what we have done is to arrange a close-packed series of coils, and when the train moves rapidly, it makes current in the coils, and that current pushes back on the magnets and levitates the train.
The permanent magnets on the InductTrack are the big brother, or make that the very big brother, of the ones on your refrigerator.
If you put these magnets on the refrigerator, you would not be able to pull them off. That gives you some idea of the difference in strength. So these are very strong magnets.
We use only permanent magnets. We don't have to have either electromagnets with their currents and power. We don't have to have superconducting coils with their cryogenics. All that's required for levitation is the train be moving. If the drive power should fail, it's stable. It simply slows down and at a very low speed would settle back down on its wheels. We have the possibility of having a maglev system that might be substantially cheaper than the other maglev systems.
To test the InductTrack concept, the team assembled a 1/20th scale model of a linear track 20 meters long.
We put the cart down at the end of the track. We charge these up to about 350 volts, and then we release the cart, give it an initial push. The little paddle wheel here actually switches the current into the coils, and that magnetic field interacts with the magnets to accelerate the vehicle till we get up to about 22 miles an hour. The rails slowly bend down, and the vehicle actually flies off the rails at a constant height, so it's flying about an inch off the coils. The whole process is over in about 3 seconds.
My favorite thing is that it is simple and it can be analyzed very accurately with equations which you can then use to predict what other larger systems would do. It's simple. The principle is, goes back down to extremely simple things, but you can analyze it to a gnat's eyebrow.
NASA has contracted Lawrence Livermore Labs to explore the possibility of using the system as a way to shoot satellites into space.
Imagine this cart as a cradle holding a rocket that would be arranged for the track going up a mountainside at a 45 to 55 degree angle. The cradle would accelerate along the InductTrack up to about 600 miles an hour, at which time you would release the rocket from the cradle and simultaneously ignite the rocket, and it would accelerate on up in 600 miles an hour up to through the atmosphere and single stage into orbit.
The next stage is to extend the track to 150 meters, enlarge the cart, and increase the speed up to 350 miles per hour. From there, a full-scale prototype might soon be leaving the station.
While the InductTrack is still in the preliminary stages, it's clear there are many advantages when it comes to speed, energy consumption, and noise pollution. There are still some tests being run, but as far as the future is concerned, I'd say they're right on track.
Coming up on The New Edge.
The motorist pulls up to a customer terminal. The technology knows precisely the location of the customer's fuel door.
Fill her up in the future, the ultimate in self-serve satisfaction. And the next best thing to actually being shot out of the sky. Just ahead on The New Edge. Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now, there's Computers.com. From the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web, Computers.com. the best way to make a purchase decision.
Mr. Kegler's class at Maxwell Middle School is measuring saguaro cacti.
Saguaros pick up a lot of water during the rainy season. We're going to see if the circumference changes through the course of the year.
They're graphing their findings with Microsoft Excel.
Sometimes you get the results you expected, sometimes you don't.
These kids are learning that they can use technology to understand the world.
Science is life, actually. I don't know how to reduce it from that.
Mr. Duffy, I've been here for over a year now, and I'd like to talk about a raise. As you know, I've been coming in every...
I like jujubes. I like the reds and the oranges the best. They are the kings and queens of all jujubes. The green and the yellow, they're like peasants. Maybe someday they will rise up and have a jujube revolution.
So what do you think?
Jujube.
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
Coffee? Sounds great. Let me just check my messages.
Hi, Mrs. Kane. It's Hill's Pharmacy. Your prescription is ready, and your total comes to $65.
Ooh, tell me that's more than one prescription.
Nope, that's how much just one of my refills costs. Our insurance doesn't cover prescriptions. What can I do?
Join the People's Prescription Plan.
A People's Prescription Plan membership card tells your pharmacist a lot. It says that for one low monthly fee, you and everyone in your household are guaranteed the best price the plan offers on all types of prescription drugs. New prescriptions, refills, injectables, and more. Plus, you can save up to half off the cost of eyeglasses and contact lenses. So get the lowest price available with the People's Prescription Plan. Call now.
Sue, just got back from the drugstore. I really did save with the People's Prescription Plan.
Call 1-800-423-4400. Call now.
Everyone knows what a pain in the neck it is when you realize you're running out of gas. You have to pull into the station, get out of the car, pay the cashier, and pump your own gas. But what if I told you you could pull up to a pump, have a computer read your license plate, figure out exactly where your gas cap is, and pump it for you, all while you sat back and watched? It sounds Jetson-esque, but the gas station of the future is just around the corner. Take a look.
In the very near future, stopping for gas might be a very different experience. Picture this, a cold night. It's dark and you're driving alone in a strange part of town. You're low on gas and need to stop, but you're a little nervous about stopping and getting out of your car. You don't know this town, you don't know the area, and it's getting late. Taking a page from military mid-air refueling and using cutting-edge robotics technology, the gas stations of the future may be safer and easier to use.
The safety benefit has tremendous appeal to many motorists who may be traveling alone and buying gasoline late at night.
Shell Oil has helped develop the customer-friendly Smart Pump. The system uses proven robotics and industrial automation technology to gas up a car without the driver ever having to leave the vehicle.
The motorist pulls up to a customer terminal, inserts their credit card, selects their grade of gasoline. This technology knows precisely the location of the customer's fuel door.
A small transponder the size of a credit card is mounted on the inside of the car's windshield. The small-range transmitter sends information about the car to the controller. Using information from the transponder, the Smart Pump moves to the gas door, opens it, and begins to fuel the vehicle. The entire process takes an average of 2 minutes. Not only does the process save time for the driver, the special cap and fuel arm reduces the possibility of spills, drips, and greatly reduces harmful vapor emissions from the pump.
Since it is a contained system, no gasoline vapors escape into the atmosphere. The system also eliminates gasoline spills and reduces emissions.
While automatically pumping fuel into cars will save time at the station, once on the road, any driver is interested in getting the most out of that fuel.
The U.S. Department of Transportation has estimated that on any given day, 80% of all tires in the U.S. are riding around in low pressure. Low pressure tires are the single biggest detriment to fuel economy in a vehicle.
In an effort to help motorists keep tabs on their tire pressure, Shell has developed the Tire Checker.
So Tire Checker is a way for people to check their tires on a continuous and routine basis. And if your tire is low, you certainly want to get it corrected. It's safer that way, and it also saves you a lot of money in fuel.
With Tire Checker, you simply drive over the pressure sensor and wait for the display to show you if any of your tires need air.
A lot of people consider it a nuisance to check their tires, or they just don't think about them at all.
Driver safety, fuel economy, and environmentally friendly automated services are all the hallmarks of what might be the 21st century gas station.
These innovative systems are still in the testing phase and are only available in certain parts of the country. But look for filling station automation to pop up in your neck of the woods just down the road.
Coming up on The New Edge.
You're sure you've done this before? We've done it before, yeah. I haven't landed yet, but I'm going to get to that.
Hang on to your hat. Hari Srinivasan takes us for a hairy ride.
So what's that price going to be with the monitor? So this isn't the most recent price. Where would I see that at exactly? Uh-huh.
News.com, your source for tech news first. An online service bringing you more news and information about the high-tech world, offering better, more in-depth coverage, delivering it faster with more frequent updates, and boasting the most up-to-date interactive multimedia technology, all for free. More news, better coverage, faster delivery. News.com, tech news first. Another service from CNET, the computer network.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas, and by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day? Larry's waiting for me. Are you going to wear that shirt every day? What's the matter with this shirt? Where do you like me to start? Ha! Very funny, Mom. What size is this thing anyway? Small 10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. Is this nice? Yeah, for Grandpa Harry. Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way internet call centers from Nortel Networks help bring you
Take a look at this.
and your customers together.
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Danny.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come together.
Come on, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
Where are my socks? If I don't get those socks, I'm out of business.
Did you check all your stocks?
There's no socks in my stocks.
Check down by the dock.
And the box, it's no socks.
I've checked every box. There's no box full of socks.
Forget about socks. I just saw a fox.
We got locks. We got frocks.
Not frocks, not walks, not locks, just socks.
You've got your clocks?
Supply chain problems? IBM has internet solutions.
Sure, flame us, Scots.
This is just one of the toys you can play with here at the Tech Museum, the Phantom ROV. Now you control it by using the joysticks in front of me. Operating it is almost like flying a plane. Speaking of flying planes, there's some amazing new flight simulators out on the market. Hari Srinivasan had a chance to check some of those new flight sims out and find out what's really taking off.
2, unknown. Right, 4 o'clock. Ready to engage.
Whether it's dogfighting in a World War II combat plane or going head-to-head with an F-15, according to aerobatic stunt pilot Chuck Lisher, it doesn't get much more real than this.
Well, they're exactly like flying the real thing. They really are good. The speeds, all the turning, all the guns. Of course, in these combat simulation games, everything is exactly the same.
Lisher knows a thing or two about flying, performing in air shows and working with Jane's Military Information Group on their combat sims. He believes these games have changed dramatically in the last 5 years.
Well, the graphics has become phenomenal. You know, the background went from big polygons to now you got towns and villages and streets and things.
Jane's commands a complete arsenal of combat sims, from their World War II fighter to Longbow 2 to F-15. But they also have competition from Microsoft, already well known for their flight simulator franchise. Now they're taking to the skies with their combat version.
Well, of course, they've done kind of the same thing.
To get the flight mechanics just right, the Microsoft team recruited World War II veteran Al Jones.
Did you kind of get the chills? What kind of flashbacks did you have playing this game?
I started off kind of thinking that this is just a game until I got shot down right away. And then I started thinking, well, I'm going to fly this like I would a real airplane. And the palms of my hands got a little sweaty at times. I didn't think that something like this could be so realistic. This is like going back 55, 58 years in my life.
After being around these two great pilots and hearing about how realistic these games were, I needed to find out for myself. How would these sims stack up against actually flying? Well, there was only one way to find out.
You're sure you've done this before?
We've done it before, yeah. I haven't landed yet, but I'm going to get to that.
Famous last words.
Oh, wow. Watch this. So we go, we're going to do a left aileron. There's up, and here comes a roll.
We're upside down! Oh, my God. Put right side up.
It's kind of cool, though.
With a few lessons on the basics under my belt, loops, snap rolls, barrel rolls, it was my turn to take the stick.
Put your right hand on there.
So I'm about to drive this thing.
Use flat.
Look, Mom, I can fly. Woo! Oh, my God, I barely touched that. I can't believe it.
It's very sensitive.
No matter how real these video games get, you're never going to get to feel this. This is definitely better than the video game. While no simulator will actually be able to recreate the force of those G's on your body, Harry did say that after a few more hours with James, he'd be ready to take on the Blue Angels, but I wouldn't bet on it. That's all the time we have for this week. For more information on the Tech Museum of Innovation or anything you've seen on the show, you can find it at cnet.tv.com. I'm Ryan Seacrest. We'll see you next time here on The New Edge.
Hi, I'm Sophie Formica. Up next on the web, finding your birth parents has gotten much easier with the help of the web. We'll show you the tricks to help you find just about anyone. This plus a lot more next on the web.
Remember the future? Not everything turned out like we hoped. But even though robots aren't doing our laundry, we have made a few advancements. Today, almost anything you could want is right at your fingertips. Log on to the Sci-Fi store now, and you'll find one of the world's biggest and best collections of sci-fi gifts, toys, apparel, and more. Simply select your items, and they'll be delivered right to your door within days. What could be easier? The Sci-Fi Channel store. A little taste of tomorrow today.
Next on the web.
That feeling of being hugged by her at that moment felt like something that I had needed all my life.
Adopted kids are using the internet to find their birth parents. We'll show you why some may not be ready for reunion.
To have a fantasy that you're going to find everything wonderful is nice, but may not be realistic.
Plus,
we've been doing
I'm watching television in color.
35 years have passed, and now it's time to see the world. Can Brendan Fraser hope to fit in?
Let me guess something. This is your first visit to La La Land.
And still ahead,
It is like I am, feeling like I am in another world.
artists with something special to share. They show their colors on the World Wide Web. It's all coming up on the web. Hi and welcome to the web from the CNET studios in San Francisco. I'm Sophie Formica. All kids want to know, where do I come from? It's human nature, and that's a question many adoptees face as they enter adulthood. The American Adoption Congress estimates that in any given year, tens of thousands of adoptees search for their birth parents. The internet is creating more possibilities for reunion by assisting with these connections. But many in the adoption field caution that the speed and accessibility of information over the net could damage what may be a joyful reunion. Nearly 7 million children are adopted each year in the United States. Many of those children may never learn who their birth parents are, let alone actually meet them. That is changing, though, as more birth mothers and adoptive families lean towards open adoption, where there is a free flow of information between families. But open adoption is a relatively new phenomenon, and many adult adoptees trying to find their birth families are forced to resort to time-consuming and expensive measures. Many are now turning to the internet as their last hope for reunion.
That feeling of being hugged by her at that moment, it felt like something that I had needed all my life.
Eric Spencer was one of the lucky ones. At age 21, he began to make some hard decisions about his life. It was then he knew he needed to find his birth mother, Cheryl Reed. After 7 years of looking offline, he turned to the internet to find her.
Logged on, within 5 minutes, found, that there was a woman looking for a male born on August 31st, 1968. And I said, it's got to be it.
And much to his surprise, instead of finding his mother, Eric found a sister he never knew he had.
And I'm asking her desperately, is it my mother? Is this my mother? I said, who is this? And she says, well, if it's a match, it's your sister.
Eric had no idea that his biological sister, Michelle, had signed up at the same adoption registry site. Web-savvy Michelle knew her mum had been looking for Eric through conventional methods for over 12 years. So she took it upon herself to use the net to find her brother.
Mom did not know I was looking. In fact, Mom and I hadn't spoken about Eric since I was probably 15. And so I was dealing on 11-year-old memories of information. Basically, I called her that night and I said, hi, Mom, I found your son.
Eric and Michelle used one of a growing number of adoption registry websites. The success of these sites is dependent on both parties wanting to be contacted. After each person fills out all known information, their data is linked to other adoption registry databases to search for a possible match. But for many, it's still like searching for a needle in a haystack. And if both parties don't register, a match can't be made.
You never know what you're going to find. And I think that to have a fantasy that you're going to find everything wonderful is nice, but may not be realistic.
For the past 14 years, Carol Bishop has facilitated a support group for birth mothers and adoptees at the Kinship Center of California, a foster care and adoption agency. Carol supports well-thought-out searches and is concerned that the ease and speed of the internet is not giving individuals the time they need to prepare themselves emotionally for a reunion.
Reunions can be really joyful and can go on to create new families, but they also have to be done with care. And people need to be aware that there's work that needs to be done for readiness, and if they don't do that, they can really destroy the possibility of having a wonderful reunion and a wonderful relationship. And the internet is so instantaneous that sometimes people don't take into account that the work still needs to be done.
Carol says the internet also opens up the possibility for more cases of mistaken identity. She says when an adoptee has very little information about their birth parents, it's easy to make mistakes and unintentionally identify the wrong person.
I think it's when people aren't using the registries, when they're just finding a piece of information and following it, that they end up on their own finding the wrong person. The white pages on the internet is unbelievable. I mean, there are thousands of people with the same name in the country, and you can call them all.
And for those people who are able to make positive contact through the internet, like Eric, Cheryl and Michelle, it's time for healing and catching up.
I never had a feeling that I had been abandoned. I just always had a curiosity of, you know, who was this woman that gave birth to me, and to let her know that, you know, I understand. This is okay. This happened.
The internet has proven to be very helpful in the search and reunion process, but it can't always prepare you for that first emotional meeting. Experts advise that before you begin to search for a birth parent or child, seek the assistance of a local offline support group. If you'd like information about groups in your area, check out our website at tv.cnet.com. Coming up,
Shall we dance?
he does a great thing. Alicia Silverstone falls for the boy next door. Trouble is, he's been underground for a while.
What is it? The sky! I have never in my life seen anything like it before!
Should adoption records be available online? I don't think so.
If I'm not adopted, I should not have access to that information. It's none of my business.
If the child wants to find their birth parents, that's fine. But if you just open it up just so it's, you know, on the internet, then I think people who want to put their children up for adoption and maintain that privacy are going to hesitate.
I think it depends on the security, because I don't think everyone should have access to it.
Well, I'm adopted, and I know I definitely want to know, like, who my birth parents are and stuff, and to be able to just go online, you know, have, like, the access available right there, it'd be just so much easier.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas, and by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Where are my socks? If I don't get those socks, I'm out of business.
Did you check all your stocks?
There's no socks in my socks.
Check down by the docks.
I'm the box. There's no socks.
I've checked every box. There's no box full of socks. Forget about socks. I just saw folks. We got locks. We got frocks.
Not frocks, not walks, not locks, just socks.
You've got your clocks?
Supply chain problems? IBM has internet solutions.
Sure, play my socks.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day? Larry's waiting for me. Are you going to wear that shirt every day? What's the matter with this shirt? Where do you like me to start? Ha! Very funny, Mom. What size is this thing anyway? Mom. 10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. That's nice. Yeah, for Grandpa Harry. Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way internet call centers from Nortel Networks help bring you
Take a look at this.
and your customers together.
Got any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Danny.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come together.
Hello, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
I want to rewind and play back my dreams. I want implanted fins and gills, gourmet meals with the snap of a finger. I want to sometimes have a twin, play with machines, to be enhanced. Sci-fi me.
Internet 101 is sponsored by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet.
There are a few dates that cause as much anxiety as tax day. From finding the right forms to dashing off to the post office, tax filing can be quite stressful. So before April 15 creeps up on us, CNET's Hari Srinivasan will show us how the web can help make tax day a little easier.
Taxes. You can't avoid them, so you might as well do what you can to make filing them a little easier. Last year, more than 25 million people filed their tax returns electronically. The incentive? Their refunds were processed in half the time of tax filings that were mailed in. So, how do you jump on the e-filing bandwagon? You'll need a personal computer with a modem and the tax preparation software of your choice. Just be sure it includes the IRS e-file option. You'll fill out the forms in your tax software program, then send them off to an electronic return transmitter, which will translate your information into IRS file format before sending it to Uncle Sam.
Once the IRS gets your electronically submitted form, they'll give you a receipt in about 48 hours. They're pretty good about money stuff. Then you'll have to go low-tech or no-tech by filling out an 8453OL. Essentially, it verifies your signature, meaning you tell the IRS that you agree with all the information that you gave them online. Then you stuff this form into an envelope, along with all your W-2 and all the other tax information, walk it over to your local snail mail receptacle, and then wait for a refund. Well, hopefully.
If you have a refund, you can really save time by having it sent to you via direct deposit. Be sure to mark the appropriate box and include your checking or savings account information before you file your return. If you owe money, you can either pay by phone with a credit card, authorize a direct transfer from checking or savings, or use regular mail to send a check or money order with Form 1040V. Whichever payment method you choose, you'll still have until April 15th to make your payment, regardless of when you submitted your electronic filing. Of course, online tax filing won't ease your tax burden, but it can save you some time and frustration, leaving you with more time to figure out how to spend that refund check.
So, Harry, it sounds pretty good, but I still think I'd prefer to have an accountant do my taxes.
You know, you can still take advantage of the IRS's e-file option. There are a lot of authorized e-file tax preparers out there now who can help you with your return. Just make sure that your accountant is one of them.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. That means somebody else does my taxes and I get a speedier refund?
That's right.
That's good. But there is one other sticking point. How is the security issue? Because obviously you're sending very sensitive information electronically.
Right, that's probably the most important question for a lot of people. And you know, a lot of the transmission services are trying to address that concern by offering state-of-the-art encryption for your tax data. But for your own peace of mind, you should direct these sort of security questions to either the makers of the software package you're considering or to the electronic transmission service that you're going to be using.
Thanks, Harry. Of course, if you'd like to know more about how to file your tax return electronically, we've lined up a great list of resources to help. Just come to our website at tv.cnet.com. Coming up,
I think when they come here, they find that some whole new world opens up.
Painting a tapestry of colors on the web, a program for artists with disabilities.
This is my favorite.
They probably have a better time online because that way they could hunt and peck and find out themselves.
Maybe through an agency because, you know, people would be more trained in helping them find things like that.
Honestly, you're probably going to be easier to find there online.
Well, certainly through an online process.
Going to an agency. That way they can get counseling and assistance and all that other good stuff. Online's too public, I think.
I would assume online because of the availability of computers everywhere now.
I don't think it matters.
Apartments.com makes moving easier. Your free online rental and relocation solution. Hundreds of thousands of visual listings plus classifieds from the nation's leading newspapers. Photos, floor plans, the moving center, and more. Apartments.com. Start your search today.
Buy a Gateway PC with the YourWare program and you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one in 2 years. So you'll never have an old, slow computer. Call, click, or come in. Get a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor for $28 a month.
Mrs. Faree is teaching geometry at Maxwell Middle School.
And when I get to school, I have kids actually waiting at my door.
They're making designs using Microsoft PowerPoint that they turn into mosaics on the school's picnic tables.
Everything that they learn is something they can use in real life, and then you can make it grow. And
Technology is helping these kids develop the skills they will need in life.
I hope that the kids don't just say, "You were my favorite teacher." They say, "I learned something from you."
Are you ready to stand up and be heard? To move in a new direction? To cover some new terrain? Are you ready to get the money you need for your future? To see the world from a different angle? To take the next step and make the call? Now you can get an enlistment bonus of up to $12,000 or up to $50,000 for college. You may even qualify for up to $65,000 in college loan repayments. Call today. Find out more. There's no obligation. Are you ready to discover what's inside you? Be all you can be.
Looking for love is one of the more common movie themes. Guess it's because it's one we can all relate to. Well, this week's real site, George of the Jungle's Brendan Fraser, is just a little bit clueless when it comes to falling in love with co-star Alicia Silverstone. The romantic comedy blast from the past is mostly adorable and has a charming website to match.
Don't be such a baby.
Oh, I'm the baby. It's your typical love story. Boy lives in a bomb shelter all his life. How long will we have to stay down here?
35 years.
35 years. Boy finally leaves the only home he's ever known and sees the light of day. What is it?
The sky! I have never in my life seen anything like it before.
Then he meets the girl of his dreams.
What's wrong, mademoiselle?
Okay, maybe it's not that typical, but Blast from the Past shows the trials and tribulations that Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone face when falling in love. Visit the movie's official site to get some tips in the crazy game of love from both genders' point of view. Online, you can read up on the usual stuff, like bios of the cast and the storylines of the movie. But make sure you check out some of the more distinct features of this site while you're surfing. Test your affection on the love meter. Just what kind of sweetheart are you? Simply place your thumb on the computer screen to find out how your love rates. Yikes, looks like I better work on some skills. What have you been doing?
Been watching television in color.
Well, while that's a novel pastime, I prefer to do a little shopping. Browse online at New Line Cinema's store for Blast from the Past paraphernalia, or expand your horizons and pick up a variety of odds and ends from New Line's other hit movies from the past. Yeah, baby.
Shall we dance?
He drives a great big car, smokes a big cigar.
One of the best aspects of the flick is the high-energy dance scene. Now, I've been known to cut a pretty mean rug myself. Well, now I can swing even smoother after visiting the dance lesson section of this website. First, play some music to get those toes tapping. Then click and print out the feet. The site provides them for you. You just follow the map. You'll be dancing on air in no time.
You're in love with the guy.
What? Well, it's not too hard to figure out what finally happened. But with the unique ensemble of characters and the swinging website, Blast from the Past is cute enough to keep your interest. Cool. Blast from the Past is now showing in theaters everywhere, and you should really check out the website. They have some stuff running now that wasn't even ready for us. Now, I'm telling you, the dance tips really do work. You'll be swinging in no time. And now it's time to swing through some of the weirder sites in cyberspace. CNET's Daphne Brogden has picked a few of her favorites to share with us in this week's Digital Dish.
Thanks, Sophie. Looking for love? One might be aided by loveandsex.com. It's right next to the free condoms. There are games to participate in that gauge one's suitability. The date-o-matic failed me, though. The only advice I received was to get spiritual. But isn't life a spiritual journey? Like the journey one takes to find free condoms. I did better when I measured my love pulse. I got sizzling. Ouch, baby, what's your number? Fabulous. A website wants to date me. I suppose I'd better get those free condoms. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor. Or at least I play one on the web. I feel like I went to medical school at virtual autopsy. You read about a subject, and then you try to figure out the cause of death. I'm really good at it. Like I figured out this person died in the ballroom with a candlestick, and it was Colonel Mustard. Once you've solved the human mysteries, move on to the Furby autopsies. Imagine, if you will, a toy that provokes hysteria. Why is the Furby so popular? Well, rip the fur off the bees and find out at the Furby autopsy page. You'll feel like Quincy as you dissect why this Furby conked out. Could it have been a loose wire, a weak sensor, or was it ripped apart by two parents unable to say no to their children? Don't take the Furby, you'll kill yourself! That's it for this week's Digital Dish. If you have a site you'd like me to mention, then send it to me at dish@cnet.com.
Get online and talk to us. This week, the web would like to know, have you ever paid someone to write a term paper for you? Cast your vote at talktous@cnet.com. And now for recent CNET poll results, 34% believe the internet can be used to stalk someone. 66% feel safe from stalkers while online. Thanks for your vote.
News.com, your source for tech news first. An online service bringing you more news and information about the high-tech world, offering better, more in-depth coverage, delivering it faster with more frequent updates, and boasting the most up-to-date interactive multimedia technology, all for free. More news, better coverage, faster delivery. News.com, tech news first. Another service from CNET, the computer network.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business? And by Mercury. Go ahead. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Imagine TV.
Hey, Freddie, I need a little information.
Well, my mind's a little fuzzy, Chief.
Let's clear it up.
Mercury Mountaineer, available V8, all-wheel drive, leather trim interior, 6-disc CD changer. I hear it's fairly comfortable.
You're good, kid. Where do you get your information anyway?
That's my little secret. Power move, standard fog lamps, just aluminum wheels.
Who called this meeting?
I'm out of here.
Hello, Ms. Gruber. Can I interest you in some wonderful opportunities in the stock? Ms. Gruber?
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
Kate Foster, alien test subject.
I know you're here.
Whistleblower.
This could be the proof we need.
Framed fugitive. Unlikely savior.
I'll hunt them down and I'll expose them or I'll die trying.
Running for his life. Running to discover why he was chosen. Running to expose the terrible truth that they are already here.
Be careful who you trust.
First Wave, Friday nights at 10.
This is Sci-Fi.
Since 1983, their artwork has been bought by people from as far away as Japan and exhibited in galleries all over the world. The artists themselves are unique and they're disabled. Their hope is that their masterpieces will help educate the public about their potential in life. Their work is filled with imagination, energy, beauty and talent. Some pieces are sold for over $1,000, while others are displayed in galleries all over the world. But the number of sales and international exhibits are merely a bonus for these artists.
It is like I am, feeling like I am in another world. When every time I paint, I could just, feel the energy.
Welcome to Creativity Explored, a visual arts center for disabled adults in San Francisco, California. Here, some of the artists are physically or mentally challenged, but when it comes to creating art, they're free of confinement and prejudice.
I think when they come here, they find that some whole new world opens up because the word no is used with them in their families or their homes. They're constantly told, no, that's not the way things are done. The rest of society doesn't operate that way, so you can't do that.
Creativity Explored's mission is to not only build the artist's self-esteem, but to educate society on the potentials of the disabled adult.
I like doing portraits and animals and all kinds of things. This is my favorite.
What I'm making is like a small school, and then over there is a big stone. And then what you see here is a big, giant tree.
To follow through their mission, the non-profit organisation established a presence online to further their artists' careers and make their work accepted by the wider art community.
There's a stigma, stereotype about the art here, that it's work by naive artists, by children, et cetera. But on the internet, we're able to reach out, talk to people who are doing similar work as ours. We're able to also put the art out there as serious artwork.
Creativity Explored survives with the help of donations, art sales and grants. Their website was created for free by designers looking to give back to their community.
When they say, what's your most successful professional effort, I point to this site because they've gotten the global exposure they need, they've gotten online sales, they've really been able to forward their educational mission and link up with other organizations that are also serving this center.
In addition to increased sales, the internet has been a cost-effective spokesperson for the artists. But marketing and profits aside, the center's sole purpose is to create art.
We're not here to cure anyone. We don't have any therapists, we don't have any doctors, we don't have any psychologists working with us directly. We're here as artists. We all are excited about our work. I think we give that to the students we work with, and I think that's basically our mission, to get people excited about creativity. And I think we're pretty successful.
What a wonderful program. In fact, while CNET was visiting, one of the artists took such a shine to our sound man, Sean, that she let him take home a piece of her artwork. The people behind the program are hoping that the internet will help start similar programs in other cities. For links to Creativity Explored or to any of the other sites we've mentioned on today's show, visit our website at tv.cnet.com. And if you'd like to send me a note, my email address is sophie@cnet.com. That's it for this week. I'll see you next time on the web.
Hey, Daphne Brogdon here from Cool Tech. Next, the ultimate game peripherals from lifelike steering wheels to boom and tunes. Plus, practice your instrument at all hours of the night without waking the neighbors. We'll show you how. Up next on Cool Tech.
You cannot be programmed.
The computer network. From the latest technology news to the hottest games and coolest downloads. CNET helps you find and buy what you need. Head to CNET.com, the center of the digital universe.
Something big is coming.
It would level everything and generate temperatures 5 times hotter than the sun. The human race would be lucky to survive.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh my God. The inevitable is here.
There's an asteroid coming right at us. At 80 meters across.
Where's it coming down?
Oh, no.
Annabella Sciorra, Michael Bean. Asteroid begins Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Sci-Fi.
Colonization active. This is Sci-Fi Prime, colonizing Friday nights on Sci-Fi with 4 new original series. Farscape, an intergalactic epic from the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment. Poltergeist, The Legacy, prepare to face the darkness. Sliders, Sci-Fi's biggest hit, takes on new dimensions. First Wave, from Francis Ford Coppola. 4 new reasons to leave reality behind. This is Sci-Fi Prime. Friday nights from 7 to 11 Eastern. Only on Sci-Fi.
gets in touch with his inner child.
Oh my God, I've got a fish.
Oh, what's this? I don't think we're supposed to be watching that.
Then, protect your loved ones with family-friendly filtering.
Next, Desmond gets taken for a ride.
Finally, practice your instrument without annoying your neighbors.
It's all coming up on Cool Tech. From the CNET studios in San Francisco, I'm Daphne Brogdon.
And I'm Desmond Crisis. Welcome to Cool Tech.
Because it seems like with all the electronic and interactive games that kids are wired from day one.
Well, that's right, Daphne. You know, the Lincoln Logs just don't cut it anymore. At the International Toy Fair in New York, it was clear that virtual reality and electronic games are the next Toy Time staples. When it comes to launching the latest in games, gadgets, and gizmos, toy manufacturers don't play around.
This here is the baby block. Bendable, posable, neon colors.
Move on over there. Come shake that off.
The first cuddly talking alarm clock.
Selling to the smaller set means pulling out the big gun. And the big name. At least that was the case at the recent Toy Fair convention in New York.
When you squeeze all these different little parts, he's going to say different things.
Movie tie-ins are key, as actress Gina Davis demonstrates with the mousy little toys from her upcoming film, Stuart Little. Lego Mindstorms are back and have teamed up with Star Wars for what will certainly be a hot seller, your very own R2-D2.
This is our R2-D2. It actually has our third microcomputer. Has a built-in light sensor, has a built-in motor, and you can choose from among 7 different pre-built behaviors.
And celebrity look-alike dolls add a little showbiz to the toy biz.
This Barbie is from New York, and she could pretty much beat up all of the California blonde Barbies. If there was ever a street fight, this is the Barbie you want to have with you.
Even hardcore rock stars like Ozzy Osbourne are willing to put in a little FaceTime in the name of playtime.
It's kind of very flattering. I don't know how to take it with it. I mean, I look a bit like Conan the Barbarian on LSD.
But the name recognition game doesn't end with celebrity endorsements. Lately, the trend among toy makers seems to be updating recognizable brand names for the high-tech generation. Just look what they've done with a classic like Scrabble.
Hasbro Interactive is introducing a whole new way to play our games via email. We're looking at email as a new gaming platform.
Yes, Scrabble has gone cyber. Now gamers can play online, emailing wordplay among opponents. But it doesn't end there. Even old standbys like Clue, Nerf balls, and the Easy Bake Oven have been revamped for the interactive age.
Turn it on. My baking buddies told me to turn on the oven, so I'm going to twist the knob.
In fact, connecting the physical and virtual worlds is what toy makers believe kids want. Zowie Entertainment's Play Zones use real-world plastic dolls to control CD-ROM game action.
We have a pirate ship, but it's no ordinary pirate ship. It connects to the computer, and the computer actually brings the pirate ship to life. So I'll take Errol, and I'll place Errol on the deck. And you can see on the computer that I'm actually making Errol walk along the ship.
Redbeard's Pirate Quest could be classified as a boys' game, but Zowie also caters to the girls.
Well, there just aren't that many girl games out there, really smart toys for the girl market. So placing a tree here, it shows up as a little sprout on the screen.
Edley's Enchanted Garden wasn't the only toy geared towards girl power. Groove Connection seems tailor-made for slumber parties.
And it's a hand-slapping, toe-tapping dance party game that's designed to bring girls together for non-stop fun. It's the only moving, grooving party game that works when you touch skin on skin with your buddies. I'll put it on the sound effects mode. You grab onto there. Every time we make a connection, it makes a cool sound effect. Anywhere.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not sure I like this game.
No, it's a great game. We can link up to 50 people with Groove Connection.
So each one of them is just...
Each one. Now, if you linked up with somebody else, we can make the connection over here. We've linked up to 50 people with Groove Connection.
Before I just couldn't tell what was going on anymore.
Right. Really? And then we have a dance thing where every time we do it, it gives us shimmy. Come on, shimmy.
Shimmy, I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, I can hurt myself.
Nah, you're doing it. You're doing great. You're doing great. Every time. Monkey. Monkey.
I don't know the monkey.
Another interesting trend I ran into was taking low-tech outdoor sports to high-tech handheld games. For example, this fishing game actually bends the rod that you're holding.
One of the thrills being that rod all of a sudden starting to bend and you go, oh my God, I've got a fish. There just seem to be an endless supply of virtual sports and games. Virtual hunting, real swing baseball and golf, real shooting pool, basketball, football. Geez, does anybody play real sports anymore? But there's no surefire recipe for success when it comes to selling toys. Even Furby isn't content with the must-have mayhem it's already inspired. This interactive fluff ball has gotten an upgrade with new fur patterns and smarter Furby babies. So by polishing their high-tech acts and throwing some stars into the mix, toy makers hope that as these toys hit the shelves throughout 1999, they'll sell.
Wow, a toy fair. That looked like fun.
Yeah, it sure was, and I brought this little guy back with me.
Uh-huh. And what does this little Teletubby do?
Well, this is Lala, and Lala's an interactive Teletubby.
Okay.
It's a toy for toddlers.
What does that mean, interactive?
Well, it starts out, it'll play some games on its little display here, and the hands and feet have buttons in them, so the kids can play with it.
Oh, squeezing different things happen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this stuff's a lot of fun for toddlers. I mean, when you or I sit down and play with it, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. But the way they talk about it is they interact with colors and shapes, which toddlers really like.
Doesn't it interact with the television show as well?
Yeah, the Teletubbies TV show was broadcast with special signals that this can pick up with an upgrade pack that you hook up to your TV set. This will actually interact with the television program.
And further blending the line between television and reality. That's healthy for kids.
What line? Coming up.
Hey, what's that you're looking at? I don't know, I just typed in some web address and this came up. Cool.
Decide what you want your kids to see or not to see.
And Desmond feels the virtual wind in his hair.
Remote control, maybe? I don't know. A microphone? I don't know. No, I have no idea. Some kind of electroshock thing or something. I don't know.
It actually looks like a nose hair trimmer.
You know, I am completely illiterate with these things. I don't even know the computer.
Well, you can give electric shocks with or something. Some nose clipper thing. Nose hairs and ear hairs.
BuyDirect.com, the answer to your software needs. Comprehensive reviews, software solutions, and fast delivery. Buy smart, buy fast, buy direct.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas, and by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Why did you drag me out here?
$4 a square foot is why I dragged you out here.
Sure, it's $4 a square foot. We're in the middle of nowhere.
We're not in the middle of nowhere. How'd you get here?
Airport.
Yeah, airport, highway, telephone.
Internet.
Internet.
Genius.
Ooh.
Come take a look at this shirt, Danny. Come on, Mom. Are we going to shop all day? Larry's waiting for me. Are you going to wear that shirt every day? What's the matter with this shirt? Where'd you like me to start? Ha! Very funny, Mom. What size is this thing anyway? Small. 10. I wonder if they've got this in a 10. That's nice. Yeah, for Grandpa Harry. Well, let's look to see if they've got something you might like.
Northwest Clothing Company, this is Denise. How can I help you today, Mrs. Rogers?
Innovations like our direct online call button
Hey, you got any good shirts?
are just one way internet call centers from Nortel Networks help bring you
Take a look at this.
and your customers together.
Any other colors?
Check at the bottom there, Danny.
Cool. Mom, are you seeing this?
Come together.
Hello, Danny. Are we going to shop all day?
Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
I'm a student, and I do a lot of research on the web. So what I wanted, what I really had to have, was a powerful desktop computer. Then someone told me about Dell. I got on the internet. Dell built a desktop just for me. This DirectWay actually costs less. Okay, so I don't always use it for research. Cool.
Discover the Dell Dimension XPS with the next generation Intel Pentium 3 processor at 500 megahertz for only $19.99. With applications optimized for the Pentium 3 processor, you get smoother, cooler, more realistic 3D graphics. Add in great audio, video, and a big monitor, and you can get more lifelike games and a rich internet experience. The system also includes 2 new games, fast, easy internet setup with Connect Direct, and 24-hour-a-day phone text support. Dimension, with Intel Pentium 3 processor at 500 megahertz, just $19.99.
I'd be lost without it. No doubt.
Be direct, Dell.
You can find the meaning of the words, you mean? Oh, wow.
Get out of Dodge.
Pretty cool.
Think I can press a girl like, yeah, that's a pretty... Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a parent's natural instinct to try to protect their kids. I mean, you want to go over all the do's and don'ts.
Don't talk to strangers, don't do drugs, and don't go mud wrestling without the proper safety equipment.
Boy, I learned that the hard way. But what kind of safety gear can you use to protect your kid from adult content on the internet and on television? Well, there are several new products available to help protect your child when you can't be there. There are hundreds of television channels and thousands of internet websites for your child to choose from. It can be difficult to determine what sites and programs are appropriate for children to see and hear, and they may not always make the best viewing choices when you're not around.
Oh, what's this? I don't think we're supposed to be watching that.
There are many new services and products available to help protect your child from stumbling across inappropriate materials.
I would consider using a filtering device on the TV if I wasn't able to monitor what my kids watched.
TV Guardian is a filtering product for your television that blocks out foul language by reading the closed captioning signal. It checks for words that are pre-programmed into its dictionary, and when an offensive word is detected, the audio is muted, and a new word is substituted in the closed captioning.
It's a valid concern, I think, to wonder if the child's spending too much time with a TV monitor, a computer monitor, and a movie screen, all available to them quite often. With the right direction, it can be very useful, and with the wrong direction, it can be either overused or inappropriately used.
With TV allowance, each child is given a PIN code with a preset limit for the week. The device times the child's TV activity. Once the child has reached their weekly allowance, the TV cannot be turned back on without a parental override.
I spend about an hour and a half watching TV, and on the internet I spend the same amount.
I let my kids use the internet approximately 3 to 4 hours a week if they want to.
That's Fred.
It's becoming more and more common for children to have access to computers and the internet, whether it's at home, school, or the public library. But there is a growing concern for what kids can access while online. Several companies are offering filtering or blocking services for the internet, and so far the results are encouraging.
The internet has a huge amount of information, most of it extremely good and beneficial and educational and child appropriate. But there is a dark side to it. Unfortunately, there are parts of the internet that we don't want our young children exposed to.
One of the more popular filtering products, Disk Tracy, scans websites based on your selected settings, and the site is blocked or accepted. In addition to filtering, Disk Tracy offers chat room monitoring and keeps a record of all sites and chat rooms accessed. The only problem with the software is it can be uninstalled without using the passcode.
Many schools are bringing the internet into the classroom, and with that, just like parents, they want to ensure that the students are safe online, that they're not exposed to the harmful content.
I am making sure that there is a filter in place, and so with that in place, I'm much more comfortable allowing my kids to explore.
Unlike filtering programs, Spectre software allows a parent to review what activity has been taking place on the computer by capturing snapshots of the screen every 30 seconds. It can store up to 5 days worth of images. Another option for internet filtering is Surfwatch.
Surfwatch is an organization that has surfers or people who are combing the net on a daily basis, hourly and daily and globally. We're looking for sites that meet our published criteria.
Surfwatch bases its blocking on categories. Parents can choose what to block or allow access to. The software can be customized to fit anyone's preference. But in order for Surfwatch to be accurate, customers must keep their software current by updating it frequently.
There are basically 5 blocking categories, or 5 filtering categories. There's sexually explicit material, there's violent material, there's material that promotes hate speech, there's gambling sites, and then the 5th is sites that glorify the use of drugs, alcohol, and tobacco.
None of the products claim to be 100% accurate, but they do help. There is no way to prevent undesirable materials from being on television or the internet. But with a filter in place, you can have a little extra control over what you and your children see and hear. In addition to software programs and photographic records, there are internet access providers that will block any questionable sites from being accessed by your account.
Now, these providers scan sites daily and work by blocking the undesirable sites at the server end, not at your computer, making them virtually tamper-proof. And they're no more expensive than a regular service provider. Coming up, killer extras for your car racing games.
38 to County Buford.
You're lucky I'm in a good mood. I'm giving you a warning, but I'll be watching for you.
And what are these doing in our studio?
Skydiving. Fun, exciting, high speed,
Skydiving.
Skydiving. It'll be skydiving.
Yeah. The whole effect of falling. If you're going to fall, don't be on a cord. Just let it go.
Bungee, you know, you're going to like get to a specific point and bounce back up. Skydiving is just like going down.
Making a new computer purchase anytime soon? Try Computers.com, a new service from CNET, the computer network. It's the simplest, most convenient way to figure out what to buy and find out where to get the best deal for whatever you're looking for. PCs, modems, handhelds, and more. Now there's Computers.com, from the same people bringing you the #1 computing sites on the web. Computers.com, the best way to make a purchase decision.
Now 100% of the people can get on the internet. When you buy a Gateway Essential PC with a 400 megahertz Intel Celeron processor as low as $37 a month, we'll give you a year on the internet. Call, click, or come in. We know the internet is calling you.
Come on, guys. Come on. We put the product design right in front of the kids to see what they think. I click on that guy right up there. And kids are great with computers because they'll tell you exactly what they think. That's great. The other thing you want to do is be able to collect these cards along the way. Computers are great for kids because they have infinite patience. I want to do it. That's a good thing.
Gather round and observe the age-old problem of people working the same old way.
He's running a marathon between the printer and the copier.
Another fact she can't read.
Sharing knowledge should be easier.
What can we do?
Go, tell them about the Xerox Document Center family and the free video.
Document centers are network digital copier printers. Just point and click, and right from your desk. You can
Print, fax, copy, even collate.
Only one trip down the hall.
It's all in the video.
Document centers are upgradable, so you can add features.
I know.
You can easily scan a document, store it, or change it on your computer, and send it
Anywhere in the world using your network.
Or through the internet.
How did you know that?
I watched the video.
Smart people. Curious clothing.
Call now for your free video. Call 1-800-270-6898.
What could be more fun than jumping in some imported sports car, careening around the curve, the wind in your hair, you're avoiding obstacles. It's so much fun. Well, what could be better is if you never had to leave your house to do it. Well, Desmond Crisis has figured out just such a way. Gosh, wish they'd sent me on this story.
It seems to be a human instinct to want to go real fast, and since most people have access to a car, that's usually where they do it. But you hang out on the interstate, you also realize that those same people usually are the ones having the impromptu meetings with local law enforcement officials. So the next best thing you can do is set up a killer racing system in your own house, starting with your PC. Today we've got a force feedback steering wheel, a killer racing game, and an awesome sound system. So let's take a look at each part of the puzzle here. First of all, we've got the software, which is Need for Speed 3 from Electronic Arts. In this game, you can not only race in single races or tournaments, but also in a hot pursuit mode, which allows you to have the police chase you, but you don't have to wear handcuffs afterwards. Then, you also have a choice between up to over a dozen different cars, depending on how long you play. You start out with a couple basic ones, and then you move your way up. A bunch of different locations and different levels of opponent cars. So we can select all this stuff. And let's get into the racing. I'll show you the force feedback steering wheel.
3, 2, 1, go!
In the game, they have different textures, like this wooden bridge. If you can see, the steering wheel's actually rattling as if I was driving over a wooden bridge. So it adds a lot to it. You can also feel the traction brake when you're in the turns. It makes it a little bit easier to play. In the game, you also have different angles. Right now, I'm looking behind the dashboard because that seems most natural to me. But if you want to look from outside the car, you can change the view there, too. There's 4 different ways to view it in the game. And then, when you're in the replays, there's 8 different camera angles. The other cool thing about this steering wheel system is that the pedals are on the floor where they belong. Instead of trying to play with something like a joystick or a keyboard, right under your right foot is the gas and the brake. But the other thing the Act Lab system has on it is a place for your left foot to sit. Now, the racing experience wouldn't be complete without the thundering noise of a good car. And how do you get that? Well, with a good sound system hooked up to your PC. This is the Altec Lansing system. It involves 2 10-watt little speakers, which actually sound pretty good. But the secret is this 20-watt subwoofer, which really gives you the thumping, pounding noise that gets the neighbors to call the police.
This is your final warning. Next time, you'll be riding with me.
Next up, music to your neighbor's ears.
CNET, the computer network. From the latest technology news to the hottest games and coolest downloads. CNET helps you find and buy what you need. Head to CNET.com, the center of the digital universe.
This sci-fi program is brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Where are my socks? If I don't get those socks, I'm out of business.
Did you check all your stocks?
There's no socks in my stocks.
Check down by the docks.
Anita, it's no socks.
I've checked every box. There's no box full of socks. Forget about socks. I just saw folks. We got locks. We got frocks.
Not frocks, not walks, not locks, just socks.
You've got your clocks?
Supply chain problems? IBM has internet solutions.
Sure, play my Scots.
Welcome to the Super Lottery Drawing. This week's jackpot is $15 million, so let's get to it. The first number is
29.
The second number is
15.
the third number,
7.
the fourth number.
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
Imagine TV.
Hey, Freddie, I need a little information.
Well, my mind's a little fuzzy, Chief.
Let's clear it up.
Mercury Mountaineer, available V8, all-wheel drive, leather trim interior, 6-disc CD changer. I hear it's very comfortable.
You're good, kid. Where do you get your information anyway?
That's my little secret. Power moon roof, standard fog lamps, just aluminum wheels.
Welcome to the 2000.
Still waiting for the future? Get a little taste of tomorrow right now. Shop online at the Sci-Fi Store, where the latest and greatest selection of sci-fi merchandise awaits. www.sci-fi.com/store. Enter our advance order catalog for all new Star Wars merchandise, only at the Sci-Fi Store.
I want to design my own pet. I want to understand what insects are saying. I want college courses that come in a pill. I want liquid clothing, a personal force field. Invent worlds. Sci-fi me.
Welcome back to Cool Tech. If you play an instrument, then you know how hard it is to find a place to practice without driving the neighbors crazy, especially if you live in a city. Well, we've got something that might help you out of this jam in the studio today. Silent instruments from Yamaha.
Now, it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's actually a technological breakthrough. And we have Danielle DeGrudla here on the cello and Joshua Siegel on the violin to tell us more about these silent instruments.
Welcome to Cool Tech.
Thank
now,
you.
Okay, now what makes these different other than the fact that they look pretty different?
Well, what Yamaha has done is put a pickup underneath the bridge of the instrument, and so the pickup is picking up the true sound of what would be a violin or a cello, and then amplifying it from there.
A normal acoustic instrument would have a big hollow body, and that's where most of the sound amplification comes
Yeah,
out,
that's
right?
the resonating chamber, and here they're just taking the sound directly from the bridge and going from there.
Okay, so let me hear what it sounds like amplified.
Has a lot of the same qualities of the acoustic instrument.
That's right. They've done a good job in recreating that.
And you could play this at any regular concert?
Yeah, you can use it to amplify and play along with a rock band or just to practice alone.
Let's hear a little bit of the cello.
Okay. Silent. Okay. Well, it's definitely softer. It's not silent.
We can hear it here, but probably not much farther than here.
Right. Well, it's kind of nice to be able to hear it a little bit when you're playing, but the neighbors won't hear it. And
then you
what's
can plug
really
your
great.
headphones in?
Yeah, there's a place to plug the headphones in the back, and you can add reverb into your headphones so you can sound like you're in a symphony hall when you're playing, hear it in the headphones.
Oh,
All of the electronics, though, are on board on the instrument. So
Right.
really, standalone, it still works.
Exactly.
Now, it also has some effects and things you can use on here.
Right. So you can just play it plain or add some reverb. There's 3 levels of reverb. So you can get a room sound or a really large hall.
And could you also, since you have the plug-in, have additional music?
Yeah, there's an auxiliary input, so you can run a CD player into
Have
it.
some accompaniment.
Yep, exactly.
Now, playing the cello, I mean, naturally, the cello is just a loud instrument because
Uh-huh.
it's got a huge body. It must be kind of tricky to play that when you have neighbors.
Right. Right, that's a big problem. Well, I'm not allowed to play in my house after 10 o'clock at night, and I always like to practice after 10. So just play this and use the headphones.
So it's honestly
great.
solved the problem.
Yep, definitely.
Now, Josh, is this a problem after you've been practicing with it being quiet when you go to play it for real? Does it throw you off at all?
No, it doesn't. I mean, when you're playing quiet, you have the benefit of not disturbing anyone else in the room next door. But either you're playing with headphones or through an amplifier, so you're still hearing the sound. And so when you go back to your regular instrument, it's very, very close to the sound.
Is this similar to some of the devices they've had a long time for rock musicians to play so they can practice?
Yeah, other companies have had instruments like this so that rock musicians can play with live applications to play with other amplified instruments. But what this instrument does is, by having onboard electronics and because it's battery powered, the player can play by themselves.
So, Danielle, does this help you play with a rock band?
Yeah, it's really great. Normally speaking, with an acoustic instrument, it's just too soft and you get lost in the band. No one can hear you. But with the electric cello, you can plug it into the amplifier, turn up the volume, and play louder than everyone else.
So what you're trying to tell me is this cello goes to 11.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have on today's show. But if you'd like more information about the silent instruments or anything else we've covered today, you can check out our website at tv.cnet.com. Joshua, Danielle, thanks a lot. I'm Desmond Crisis.
And I'm Daphne Brogdon. And we're going to hear some of Joshua and Daniel's music as we go out, and we'll see you on the next Cool Tech.
Thanks for joining us this week on CNET, the digital domain.